to another session of DeKUT, our daily sessions 8 to 9. And today we are honored to have Nicole. She's the campus lead of Notion DeKUT. And she's with us today to show us what Notion is all about. Yeah, so Collins Nyegoti, one of the organizers for MLSA DeKUT. I'm also a Gold Microsoft Ambassador at DeKUT, and yeah, it's great to be here and it's great to have you here. So yeah, I'll hand it over to Nicole and she'll take over. Yeah, so Nicole, the floor is yours.
Okay, hi everyone. I hope you can see my screen.
Yep, you can
You
see
can
your
see my
screen.
screen, right?
Yep.
All right. So, hi everyone. Thanks for the introduction. And so today we are going to be talking about Notion, and we're also going to. I'm going to do a short demo on for the people who haven't used Notion before. So if you are there during the onboarding session, we talked a bit about this, but we will do everything again, and I will show you how you can create your own like portfolio page and also go through the template I had provided for the hackathon. And yes, I hope we have an engaging session. So yeah, so we're going. Yeah, I had said we're going to do introductions and also intro to Notion. So we are going to explore Notion's features and learn what goes into building a page and also the use cases of the things you can do with Notion. And yeah, the workshop bit we're going to review the profile and yeah, the hackathon template. So I am Nicole Onyego. I am a third year mechatronics engineering student and your campus lead for the next year, like from September this year up to September next year. Um, Hopefully we'll get to continue this campus branch because this is a new club here at DeKUT. And so Notion is a all-in-one workspace tool that you can use it for anything really. So at the moment, most of us probably use Google Docs or Excel for tracking stuff. And also now a separate for those people who like using the Google calendars as well. And maybe Trello if you do a lot of task management. And having all of these separate things sometimes can be quite overwhelming. And you might need one central place to have everything organized. And even like getting notes and recordings for your meetings, you might use a separate like um, software to do that for you. But Notion is an all-in-one workspace tool that allows you to centralize your tasks, manage your the stuff that you're doing, and note down information. So Notion is organized into, I will do this in the demo session as well. So we're just going to review this, then we'll go into the demo session. So Notion is organized into workspaces, which are like also broken down into pages. And then each page might be dedicated to a specific topic or project. And then now the projects, I mean, the pages are broken down into blocks. So um, a block is like the building elements for anything you do in Notion, because Notion is not like the typical Google Docs where you have to like create a page and then save it separately and then write a lot of text and then you have to go through everything. It's not like that. Everything in Notion is created in building blocks like Legos. So they range in various complexities. Like you see over here, there are like headings, to-do lists, pages, text. There's also Notion AI, and there's all of this board view, gallery view, list view. But you must keep in mind that everything is in blocks, and that's how everything is in Notion. So like heading is just um yeah, like anything that you do in Notion is a block. So I will do this in the demo as well. And also, so I said there's a bunch of like use cases. And for the people who are in school currently, you might need to track your academics in context of like classes, assignments, maybe side projects that you're working on, when the cuts are, how to use the study material that you have been given. Also, if you have like group discussions, or even if it's not school related, like here at DeKUT, you might have other places where you're doing like extra studies. Maybe you're studying to get a certification for computer aided design. How do you organize what you're doing here in school and what you're doing as extra learning? You might have an easier time using Notion. For projects, like what you had for the past week working on a hackathon project with maybe group members you knew, or maybe you got additional members. How do you manage the brainstorming? How does everyone get to know their tasks? How does everyone update their task status? Like how does everyone in the team get to see the how the tasks have been broken down until when you're going to submit the project? These are very important things, especially um if you're planning to win a hackathon. So I hope you are able to utilize the template. If you aren't, we'll go through it again, and you can use it for other like hackathons that are upcoming as well, and also maybe next year's DeKUT hack. And for finances, of course, we know with the Kenyan economy, there are a lot of us are doing maybe side jobs, part-time jobs, and managing a lot of things. It's better to have one place to track those as well. Also, if you're a person who likes traveling, or if you're a person who's organizing hikes, sorry, organizing hikes and events, you might events related to travel, habits tracking, note taking, all of these applications, and including recording meetings and getting a summary on what you need to do. These are the use cases of Notion. And you don't have to create everything by yourself, because these templates are available for any of these use cases that you can get for free. Or when you completely learn how to use Notion, you can have a clear understanding of how to do all this by yourself instead of depending on templates. Um, so I had talked about this, and I will also be sharing templates as well that you can use for all of these things. Um, so I will go into the workshop, and meanwhile, you can just check our socials. Um, being that this is a very new club, don't judge the number of followers at the moment, and you can also choose to follow us. So I'll just get straight into the demo, and I hope all of you have at least a Notion account that you can use to follow on this tutorial. And yeah, so I want us to build something like this as a portfolio web page that you can share to your friends, or to maybe places you're trying to apply to, and you might not want to really create a website from scratch. You can create a profile, a portfolio page using Notion, and share it to people to view your work, your projects, your links to GitHub or Discord, or wherever you post your things. If you're a designer, your Dribble account, And yeah, so that's what we'll be working on, and we'll also review just a minute. Yeah, we can also review these templates. And yeah, so I hope everyone has their notions ready. And yeah, I'll just start. So when you first open Notion, sorry about this. Okay, I will talk about this later. But when you first open Notion, it might be quite intimidating because there's a lot going on. You see here Notion AI. Next, you see there's workspace, team space, there's private, there's all of this marketplace. There are all of these things that you can do, and it might seem overwhelming at first. Sorry about that. So you can just come here to private and add a page, and then this. Okay, now we can close this one. So um, as I had said earlier, like everything is in blocks. So I'll just give this page a title. Um, who wants to be used as the demo person, like for this portfolio page? Anyone? Any volunteers? Okay, so I will just use mine. So hey, I'm Nicole, and then so this is the heading of this page, and you can add a cover here. You see where I've gone, like change cover, and then it brings this images here. So you can use any, or you can upload, or you can put any other image that you've seen around. This is also a feature that's in Twitter for the avid sorry, X users, not Twitter. And maybe you've seen this. This is not a new feature. So I will use that. And then you can add an icon as well. So either an emoji or icons like this ones, or you can upload an image. So I'll go with an emoji with, okay. So since I've said everything is a block, let me just show you like what I mean about me. Then uh, idea. Wow. Okay. So this is one block. This is another block. You see how there's this plus section and there's this 6 dots over here. So you can do this and move this below here or the other way around or anything else that's even at the bottom of the page. This is what I mean by blocks. And um, this is not very neat per se, but the main thing you should know is that you can drag these blocks anywhere on the page and that you can switch them to whichever thing that you want them to be. So let's say I want to maintain this about me section and switch it to a heading that's slightly smaller than this. You can go to this 6 dots here, and then you go to turn into, and then you get all of these options that you can turn this one sentence, this one block into. So you can either switch it to a heading, or you can create a new page either inside this specific page that you're creating or in another page. You can select a different page. You can change it to a bullet list or a numbered list, to-do list, toggle list, or if you're putting like snippets of code. Let's say if you're working on a project for maybe AI agents or machine learning, and you want to include maybe a piece of code you came across that was interesting and you want to share, you can add it through this. These are code section, call out. These are sections where you want to be highlighted in your page. There's also equations for those who do a lot of math, and synced blocks as well. Toggle headings for those who know those like lists where once you click the drop down, there's other information inside that list. That's what a toggle heading does for you, but it creates a heading instead of just an ordinary list. And then you can also divide your page into columns and yeah, 2 columns, all of these columns as well. So I'll just change the about to heading 2. Just delete this. And I can also, oh, then one more thing. Instead of every time when you want to create something, having to go to this plus sign or having to do this and turn into, you can use a shortcut, which for every Notion user, you must not just this slash sign, and then you can type anything you want to do. So for now, I want to use columns. So I press slash columns so that I can be able to um, access the column function and create a column, this space here. So you can see this plus sign here and there's another plus sign on this side, meaning that the page has been split into two up to probably here. It doesn't split the whole page in half. So I'll just copy, what can I, yeah, okay. DeKUT, campus leads, Notion, mechatronics, idea, and any other information. And then on this side, well, my spellings are terrible today. Yeah, any other information. And then on this side, you can choose to add an image. So you'll just use Control V for this section. And then as I said, since it's in columns, you can manage to like have information on this side, have a picture on this side, or have a video on this side, or any other, like you can type any other thing on this side. But if I want this to become like a different shape, I don't know if you saw where I went. There's this crop shortcut here, this image here. Then you select the shape and save. All right. I hope up to there everything is okay. I hope so.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
I think
Everything is okay.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So to divide sections on a page, you can use the / shortcut and then you say div or divider. You can take the whole divider and then you can see it's divided this section. Then I want to create a toggle list. Okay, but I need a heading, so I'll go to toggle heading 2 and say maybe things I like. This can be anything you want, so like experience, so where you've worked or projects you've done. Okay, let me use projects instead of this. And you can see that this drop down here will have information on the stuff you've done. So I can just write maybe IoT, uh, wearable, health projects, and then maybe education websites, anything really. And then so anytime anyone wants to view like a list of the projects, you can just have this here. And then again, you can divide this section. Then you can add columns, like 3 columns. Then you can write any suggestions. Heading 2, experience. And then maybe remote. Heading 2, heading 3, remote internships. And then here you can have industrial, oh, sorry, heading 3, H3, industrial attachments. And as well, and as I said earlier, these are blocks, so you can move them like anywhere in the page, and you can have them wherever you want to have them. So even if it's the project section, I can just move it to the bottom, or this divider, I can move it here. So all of these are in blocks, and yes, so you can have as much information as you want here, but you'll need to understand that when you use Notion in this way, you're still in the like first level of understanding Notion, because in this stage you are using Notion as a notebook. This is like the typical Google Docs situation. And let me just need somewhere to illustrate. So like there are 3 levels of, don't judge my drawings. So there are 3 levels of learning Notion. So there's Notion as a notebook, and then there's Notion as an organizer, which is an intermediate stage. Okay, this is odd. Notion as an organizer, and then there's Notion as an app. So I presume that most of us are still in this stage of using Notion as a notebook. So where you're just really using Notion with the most basic functionalities of like the creating headings, creating pages inside pages, creating like let's say here I can create even this table view. Like you're still using Notion with the most basic of functionalities, and yeah, it's still you're still not exploring Notion to its full potential. And then there's Notion as an organizer. So when you use Notion as an organizer, you you start using things like databases. So who here knows what a database is? Anyone? Anybody? Yes, you can just unmute and speak. You can unmute. Whoever's raised their hand. Edward. Edward,
Okay,
you can unmute. Yeah.
am I
Okay.
audible?
Yes, you are.
So according to my understanding, a
Mhm.
database is like a collection of some information, which may be like SQL. Hey, definition in
Hey, we
ngumu.
see the developer. Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's collecting information so that it can be accessed easily when needed to be used. Simply. I think.
Yes, that's actually it. It's an organized collection of information that can be easily accessed, managed, and updated. So when you start using Notion as an organizer, you start now accessing the more slightly advanced features of Notion, and this enables you to use Notion in a better way that doesn't feel like this is just another duplicate version of Google Docs. And so, um, yeah, so it's pretty much like fancy spreadsheets, but in a more powerful way. So, for example, when I first opened this page, there was this task tracker. So, this is an example of a database. Okay. So, these are maybe the things I have to do, and there are the statuses. I can choose if a task is not started or in progress. I can assign tasks to people I have shared this Notion page with. Then there's due date, priority, and all of that, which you can't typically do on such a page like this one, what you were making here. You can't start, okay, let me just delete this. So you can't just start saying, okay, I have to create the front end. Okay, let's say front end of, well, sorry about that. Front end um, hackathon project, and then you say status um, incomplete, and then due date, let's say 10/11 of October 2025. This is very inconvenient. Even though fine, you've documented this is to be done, it doesn't have the same impact in how you're organizing your things with something like this. And then also having the ability to filter your things in the database, and then you can also review what has been assigned to you and a checklist as well. You see, so having the ability to do something like this is one of the more efficient features of using Notion as a database. And I had written something here. So in databases on um, this direction of the row, you write the information about the thing, and downwards you write like in the wait, column. Which one is yeah, in the column is information. Which one is row and which one is column? In the row, write information about the thing. In the column, you write what the thing is. So like here, the thing here is the tasks, and then this is the information I want to see. So like the status, who I'm assigning it to, due date, priority, task type, description, and you can see how you can also add things like this feature app request, like more tags to view what kind of task this is. And yes, it enables you to manage your things in a more efficient way. So I will go through everything fast and we'll come back to this demo of how to create a database. And so I had mentioned these also using Notion as an app. So this is for like the people who will get to be obsessed with Notion and try and learn everything as much as they can to use Notion in the most efficient way. So this is how you can build a fully customized system that manages everything you do, from your meetings, your part-time gigs, to your classes, to your finances, in all in one system instead of having them in small separate systems, and connecting databases together using formulas, building dashboards, and um, pretty much using Notion to its full capability, and also using the AI part of Notion. You'll start being a user of Notion as an app. So like the hackathon template that I had provided, this is the person who made these templates is an example of someone who um, knows what they're doing with Notion. So for example, this is the hackathon I provide. This is the template I provided for the hackathon, and from how you access a template and use it, you can duplicate a template from here. You see the three dots here. Anywhere you see three dots or six dots, that's getting more information. The section for getting more information on something. So you can duplicate the template, and now you have it as your own. When you duplicate a template is when you have it as your own. When you get a link and start using it directly, it's not technically your own. You're probably even destroying the template. So every time you start using a template, make sure you duplicate as template. So I had prepared an example of, I had prepared an example of how, let me just correct this here. For example, if I was working on a project for climate for this hackathon, I would have split the hackathon into maybe 5 sections if I have 5 team members. If I need someone to do the backend setup, dashboard, create the app, do the hardware, do the machine learning bit of the project, then maybe add a page maybe for design, person maybe who's doing design, then come here and add a timeline. So from maybe 7th to 21st. Yeah. Oh, sorry, what is 7th to 21st. And then progress, you can see maybe, okay. To do, I haven't fixed the status bit yet. Sorry about that. Then maybe add the priority of the project. Maybe let's say the design is the first thing you need to do for this project. Come here and add high priority. And then if it has been started, sorry about that. And yes, and pick which task it's supposed to be in. Let me just go to this. So in this backend API setup and API, there are 7 tasks that haven't been started, and then there are 9 tasks in total. 0 out of 9 tasks have been done, and it's high priority, but you indicated in progress. Things like this were what I wanted you to use the template for. and also be able to access the timeline, a bit of the template. So here as well, you can view, let's say, for today, you are supposed to complete, okay, you're supposed to decide on the hardware, then set up the dashboard, and then set up the server. So this was how this template was supposed to help you organize your hackathon project, and also maybe say that these are the tasks for 22nd, these are the tasks for 23rd, these are the tasks for 24th, all of that. So because this template was made on September, that's why it's still showing September dates. And that's why it's showing overdue, because these tasks have not been moved to completed on time. And then this point also shows the overdue tasks, but you can edit the dates and move them to a more recent date. So you see something like this that will have given you an outline for a whole week would have helped everyone to have a clear visual understanding of, okay, if this is not finished by today, it will slow down, maybe creating this bit of the code. If this is not done by today, it will slow down doing this section. And then you can also share this with specific people. You can either do only invited people, add specific people to this template, and then now you can tag them on a specific task. Yes, overall, this is what you're supposed to use, but no pressure, because this was more of an advanced template to use for a hackathon. And yes, so let's go back to this. I hope everything is clear up to there. Okay. So let's go to this. So this is an example of a simple database. This is more of an advanced this is more of an advanced database, because you have linked several things like the priority, these are task done, review, if how many tasks you have per project section, and there's also the filter is a standard feature, but when you're linking a lot of things, you need to have the full understanding of, okay, which formulas am I, okay, it's actually formulas, but how do I add this? How do I add this section? How do I add this tag to the task? So I will go back to this.
Pardon,
And
Nicole. I
for
think
a
I'm
database,
not sure.
when you create a database, you will get something like this, depending on what you need. So since this is a task tracker and I want to add a new task, you can have, since this is the specific information you're collecting on a specific task, this is how it will display. But if you were to use something like this, so depending on the information you collect, that's how the database shows up as. So you see like here, what I'm collecting is the timeline for this specific bit of the project, the progress, priority, and if it's done, and all of these things. Yes, so back to this. So also one more thing, you can either create a whole page to be a database, and then, or you can have a section of a page as a database. So you can see over here, when I was adding the table, a table, this now becomes like a small like bit of a database that I'm making. So let's say I want to showcase now these projects that I'm talking about that I've done. I'll have to maybe name the database to be projects and then have this section to be maybe IoT wearable device, wearable projects. Wearable device projects, and then over here you can change the icon to be maybe a laptop. Yeah. Then now over here, as I said over here, oh, sorry, the time is almost. As I said over here, how you organize your database is this direction is the information about what you're adding in the database, and here is the title of what you're trying to add to the database. So I have done IoT wearable device. I'm adding a property of maybe the date that I worked on this. And you see how efficient this is because there are these sections already. And you can add description, and then you can add pattern. Yeah, maybe if you worked on a group project, this maybe this if this was a group project or something. So I should have named this to projects. Sorry about that. Yeah. So project, and then here now you create make the IoT project page over here. And then dates, let's say you completed this on 30th. Okay, 7th. Description. This is a device that is used in health tracking. Okay, password. So since there are no people on this database, so you can invite people to this. When you share this page, now you can invite people to use this, and then you can tag them on your project over here. And then you can have maybe a section of, okay, well, okay. Checkbox. Yeah, if maybe there were things you're trying to do, maybe climate. Yeah, if this was a climate project, and you can also do, like, you can do a bunch of things, even add the phone numbers of the people who worked on this project. And now this is, now you have all information on this project here instead of having it as a list like this, or just having like a really long explanation, like paragraphs and paragraphs of, yeah, projects. Maybe this was a website, dates, this is educational website. But I think you guys can now get the point about what I'm talking about in context though. databases. Or is there something that's not clear? Okay, that was that one. So I've also said that you can create a page inside a page, or you can use AI to. So now you can create an AI block. So you can prompt it to be like, okay, help me brainstorm ideas for a hackathon involving 5 team members with the theme sustainability, create a list of ideas, and yeah, create a database with all information on each of the ideas. If let's say you are really having a hard time getting the flow of how do I create this by myself, maybe you've not found a template on time, you can use uh, sorry, generate. Yeah. So clearly, instead of you having to do all this by yourself, and then it also created the project database as well. And yes, so you and your teammates can have a shared page where you can like review, okay, these projects are sensible for us. With the time frame we have, you see, it's also listed the complexity as well, the amount of time, like medium to low, who's going to use this kind of solution. And you see how efficient this is as well. And you see how it splits the roles. Let's say one person for backend, two people for front for sorry, one person for front end, two people for back end, and a UX designer. You see, so this is exactly what I'm talking about the AI bits of Notion. In case you don't have time, but you still want to use the features that Notion provides, you can have something like this. Yes. And you see, you didn't have to create any of this, but you also have a list of how you can split the roles as well. And what else? So for Notion AI, clearly it's a writing assistant. So you draft content from scratch, as you have seen, improve and polish your writing. Maybe for this about section, it's not in the best way possible. So I can just use the AI block again. Create a to create a better about section, and then I can provide it with the information I want it to have, and then fix spelling and grammar mistakes, brainstorming clearly, you see over here. So generate ideas, create outlines, suggest project plans. You see how it splits the roles of the 5 people in your team, and also to summarize long text and analysis, and also database help, content generation if you haven't clearly understood every area of Notion. And the main thing is to be specific about your prompts, as always, as you even do with ChatGPT and any other AI. And you can always use AI as a starting point and then draft the rest and edit to personalize whatever you're trying to do. And you can experiment with so many different prompts. Yes, but there's also a feature on maybe meetings. Just maybe there's a feature on meetings. Let me just give you an example of which one is more. Sorry, trying to get something. Trying. Yes. So anytime you, oh sorry. So anytime I don't really have access to a meeting that was recorded, I think I cleared them up from here before sharing my screen. So anytime once you like installed Notion in your laptop, you will always, every time you join a meeting, you will always be prompted to allow Notion into your meeting. And then it's very like invisible. Like no one else in the meeting will get to see that, okay, so and so is recording this meeting. And then it will give you like a breakdown of, okay, this, the speaker said this and this and this person said this. These are what you need to do, and these are the takeaways from the meeting. So this is for only a limited period, unless you have the upgraded Notion account, but it's still very useful. And yes, now I am open to any questions you have so far from what we've talked about today. And I hope you've learned something new. And being that Notion is starting here at DeKUT, there'll be more events coming up, more fun events, physical events with several activities and awards as well. So the awarding ceremony, it was mentioned that there will be awards and swag. So the awards will be given during DeKUT, the DeKUT Hug awarding ceremony on Saturday. I believe it's on Saturday. And yes, for you who have attended the meeting, you definitely will get something for showing up. Only 13 of you, so probably t-shirts. I mean 12 of you, so probably t-shirts and stickers. Yes. Any other questions? Oh, then also here's the Notion as DeKUT page where you can review Notion for students. So like the templates I was talking about, how do you get the okay, how do you create a Notion account and how to download the desktop app as well. There's also the template section here. So for those who want to learn German, this is one of the pages. And then there's UniHub. So like this is where you can now maybe say, okay, from this period to this period, I have this hackathon. Maybe when the strike ends, you have classes, you can indicate it here, but ensure you duplicate templates. You make sure you duplicate templates. More templates will be added here. And also the events calendar as well. So as of now, still loading. As of now, they could have that's ongoing, but you can keep tabs on this page to see any upcoming events. And most likely will be with TechX. So be keen on that when that happens. And then here you can create your Notion fields as
Nicole.
well that you can use for your profiles. And yeah, the contacts. So there's our email, our Instagram, our X account. And then if maybe for next year you want to join the Campus Leaders Program, you can apply from this link. And then if you are a club, you can request to collaborate with us on an event, and there will be a form here for anyone else who wants to meet with me concerning any issue in Notion. And yes, um, now I am Winnie, you can ask your question. Pardon? You're breaking a bit. Could you repeat what you said?
So my question is, okay, okay, I've joined late, but so far I'm loving it. I'm loving to try out Notion. My question is, like, is there free packs for students, benefits for students that you can try out Notion tools and features for free?
Yes, actually everything I've shown you is free so far. The only thing that is not 100% free is the Notion AI for meetings. You have only, I think it's about 8 tries. So you can join 8 meetings with it. Alafu, you can no longer access it unless you upgrade your account. But everything else I've mentioned is free. Yes. So you can try it out. You can download templates from, like, even most YouTubers actually who talk about Notion tag their templates in the description of their videos. So you can download those templates, experiment with them, just have fun with the platform, and you won't be disappointed. Yes. But there's also a free plus plan for students when you use your school email. But then, like, if you use your ordinary email, you might like have like limited stuff like the meetings, and very few features are um, for the paid version, but there are benefits for using your student email that's like a verified student email. So you can try creating a Notion account with a student email, and you'll be good to go with all the features. Yes. And then I think I've answered your question, Winnie. You can just react. Okay. Then there's also Notion offline for, okay, but it works better on like desktop when you download it on your desktop, and or if it's on your phone. That's when you can access it offline. But it's better to have it when you're online, because so that it can automatically save your changes. But you can keep working, and then everything syncs up when you like reconnect to Wi-Fi or data. And then you can also import stuff from Google Docs as well. And also your data is secure in Notion because it's it uses a very good encryption. And you can also like vary what you share on Notion. Yes. Then one more thing, if you were to publish this profile page when you finish yours, if you want to create yours, you can go here and then go to publish, and then it will tell you publish websites. Then it will give you a weird domain over here. So you can customize, you go to manage all domains. I hope you've seen where I've gone. And then you can edit the domain they have given you, update domain name. So let's say Jordan Kimathi University Uni. Let's just put it like that. Save. So now, anytime you share what you've published, it will have Dedan Kimathi Uni Notion.site instead of that weird long name that was there. And then once you publish, you can Yeah, now you can get the link and then share it with everyone else that you want to see, or tag it on your LinkedIn page. And yes, is there any other question before we close? Any other question?
Pardon, Nicole.
Is
Can
there
you hear
any
me?
other question? Yes, I can hear you.
What if you ask a question because we have a notebook up for grabs, so anyone who can answer the question will be the winner for the notebook for the day. So I don't know if you have a question you can ask so that the attendees can maybe answer.
Okay, so one question I can ask is, okay, I hadn't thought of this. Let me think of something. Uh, what is, okay, how do I create a database and what is a database? So answer those two questions and you win the notebook that Collins has for you. Yes. Anyone?
Anyone?
Hamtaki kuwin
Yeah.
notebook. Oh, Edward.
I see. Edward has raised his hand again. Yeah, Edward.
Okay, I did not want to raise my hand, but I have seen people are not raising, but let me just say. So, okay, you have said that a database is just a collection of organized information, and how to create a database in Notion, you put a slash and then later table. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. I think Edward has won the notebook for tonight.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
okay.
Though Edward had already gotten one, but yeah, I think he deserves it. Yeah.
So is there an extra
So
notebook?
I'm not sure, but I think we are past time, so I think we can just wrap it up there because time is not on our
Okay.
side. We are 15 minutes past time.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
so
So thank you. Thank you for your time and I hope you've learned something new and make sure you explore Notion. It will really save you a lot, like a lot on your task management. And yes, you'll have fun with it. And I will be looking for volunteers later on to work with me. It will be, I will post this as well in the tech community. So watch out for that and apply if interested. I hope you all have a lovely evening and all the best to the winners. I mean,